come in. Wyoming Senator John Barrasso. Good to see you, Senator. Thanks for being here. Can we get a confirmation before the election? Is there enough time for that?
Well, there's certainly plenty of time to get a confirmation, David. And, the president is going to make his nomination this Saturday. From the list that I've looked for, each one of these is a very highly qualified woman who will be a tremendous addition to the court. Members are all going to want to actually hear what she has to say, study the record, go to the hearings. But let's take a look at what the Democrats are going to do. We know their playbook. Chuck Schumer has laid it out. They did it with Kavanaugh. They did it with Gorsuch. They are going to go on a seek and destroy mission. When they put Kavanaugh through that meat grinder, what you saw, they went back to his high school yearbook. Right. That is the same playbook that the Democrats are going to do now any way they can to undermine who will, I am sure, be a very highly qualified nominee.
Well, you've already seen the disparaging of one of the nominees because, God forbid, she's Catholic and therefore must have certain views on certain issues that the Supreme Court will vote on. Will we see attacks on people's religion?
Well, Dianne Feinstein, who is the ranking member of the Judiciary Committee, actually did attack that judge when she was up for a lower court and attacked her specifically on her religion, being a Catholic. So I am thinking they're going to come at every angle that they can. Different members will attack in different ways. Kamala Harris, the vice presidential nominee, is on the committee. I imagine that she will be especially vicious in her attack on this nominee. I think it's just going to be something to see with the hearings, but I think our members will want to proceed with a vote after we get the nomination and the hearings.
All right. Well, Senator, beyond this particular nomination, there are some Democrats, like Congressman Jerry Nadler, who want to expand and pack the Supreme Court if Joe Biden wins the election and Democrats take over the Senate. Listen to what conservative commentator Ben Shapiro has to say about that. Roll tape.
What Democrats are threatening to do, violate the structural integrity of the Constitution in massive new ways, violate every norm, break institutions of the Constitution. What they're threatening to do can, in fact, split the country apart. And they're using this as blackmail in order to prevent Republicans from fulfilling their constitutional duty to fill that seat.
Senator, we've seen attempts to do this in the past. FDR tried to do it back in the 30s and failed, or actually, I guess it was into the 40s when he tried to do that. What would a packed court mean for the country?
I think this would be very destructive, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg said the same thing in an interview last year. She said that 9 is the right number, that the Democrats shouldn't try to do that. She said it would politicize the court. But let's take a step back and say that this is what you would get if you have a Biden presidency and Chuck Schumer in the majority in the Senate and Nancy Pelosi. They have a playbook for this. They actually have a war room dedicated to it, and that would be adding additional members to the Supreme Court, also adding D.C. as a state, so they'd add new Democrat senators here. There's an entire parade of horribles that one would get if the Democrats had all three on that freight train heading over the cliff of the far left, which is why Republicans are working so hard to reelect President Trump and to maintain a majority in the United States Senate.
Let me just ask you about one point that Democrats make that even some Republicans favor, which is limiting the term from a lifetime term to one of maybe 18 years. What do you think of that?
Well, we know the way it works right now, and this appointee, the nominee that President Trump will be coming up with, is for a lifetime appointment, and I want to make sure it's somebody who realizes that the job of a justice, and I know he will nominate somebody this way, is to apply the law, not legislate from the bench. What we have done with nominating and putting in place over 200 judges for President Trump is we have eliminated the era of activist judges.
Senator John Barrasso, great to see you, Senator. Thank you very much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Great to be with you, David. Thank you.
Now to some stuff.